Well, justice is definitely the journey of Ambazonians. And so the international human rights organizations have reported as well the widespread atrocities throughout the war-torn Ambazonia, including extrajudicial killings, arbitrary arrests, village burnings, torture of civilians, torture of elderly ones, schools, hospitals being attacked or shut down, hundreds of villages razed, and journalists silenced. Well, according to humanitarian agencies, the crisis has claimed more than 60,000 lives and displaced over 700 people, creating a major humanitarian emergency. And so, in this direct message directed to both Ambazonians and the wider international community, their statement has called on all to focus their attention on Buea, the historic capital of southern Cameroon, rather than Yaoundé, the political capital of Cameroonian state. So the call to boycott is not new, but it marks a renewed commitment to Ambazonians' pursuit of self-determination. So the government of Ambazonia continues to advocate for international mediation and a very peaceful resolution to this war, one that recognizes the rights of the Ambazonian population to determine their own political destiny. And so, as Cameroon moves towards another election season, the message from Ambazonian government remains clear. Without justice, there cannot be any participation. So this statement was released under the authority of the Ambazonian government led by President Dr. Samuel Ikomisako. The question is, how do you expect people who are living below average to vote? What exactly are they voting for, Barrister Fu? Even if we have seen a few persons who are trying to do the wrong thing, even if we have seen a few weeks back, we saw people trying to register. We gave that video. Once in a while, we see people doing that. I'm happy at how proactive the government of Ambazonia is. Dr. Martin Mungwa is always very proactive to come remind the people, either through a communique, either through an audio. He's doing the needful. Barrister Free, you're talking. Barrister Mbeseha, you're talking. But it seems like all of these talks is not enough. People are still doing what they want to do. And it's quite shocking that regardless of all of these efforts put together, they still want to do what they want to do. How else or what else can this message be passed? Because I mean, we are just few months to go, about 2 months to go, if you want to calculate it that way. The political countdown scheme, but it seems like all of the poor road networks, the hunger, the beatings of elderly, just like we've seen, is not really teaching anything. What else? How else can this be said? Right, Stephen, let's start with you.
Thank you. Yes, Onye, it has come to the point where we have to go to battle. The Ambazonia State Army has to go to battle. Right as we speak, they should go to battle. Anybody, any organization, any village, or any structure in the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, those who are perpetuating any kind of electoral processes, registering people, or preparing for vote, or preparing places where they will go and put ballot boxes, the Ambazonia State Army, you have a job now to begin the battle. This is a battle to free the homeland. That is your role as soldiers of the free land. I am calling on all Ambazonia State Army around all in Ambazonia to pick up their arms and go after anybody or any organization, any political party that steps foot on the territory of the Southern Cameroons and get rid of them, no matter the means. The world has abandoned us. Why should we respect anything? This is the battle between now And October 12th, if we allow one vote from the Federal Republic of Ambazonia to be counted by La République du Cameroon, it will be the day that we'll have to cry and mourn. So my call is for the Ambazonian State Army to get up and go after them. Look, La République francophone come and organize those elections. It's your brothers and sisters who are doing it for them. The blacklegs that have been paid and funded to come to the Federal Republic of Ambazonia and make sure that elections takes place, they are on the ground, and it will be a tragedy for the Ambazonian State Army to allow them do what they are doing. Go after them. Let them get out of our country running. That it will be a battle not against the soldiers of La République du Cameroun this time around, but against those who are organizing those elections. So you have a double duty. Fight the soldiers of La République du Cameroun and fight those who are perpetrating, those who are betraying the southern Cameroons and Ambazonia, committing this crime of letting our people vote come October 12th. Because they are preparing it. We saw the video from Andek. Should Andek be allowed to register people in Andek and in Gi and all over, and they vote, and La Republic counts and takes it as votes coming from the southern Cameroons and Ambazonia, or they call it Northwest and Southwest? That would be a tragedy for us. We have the means to ensure that our people don't vote, and we'll give that means to the southern to the Ambazonian State Army to go after anybody, even if that person is your father or your mother or your brother. I think survival as a country is more important than family, because without that country surviving, you don't have a family. Please, that is my call, Onye. And we have done everything, Barata Mbeseha and myself, and Commandant Willie, Commandant Elvis. We have sent messages. We have done everything. And if it persists, we need the aid of the Ambazonian State Army right away, because it's only 2 months to go. We need to get up and make sure that if you don't put 1, 2, 3, 4 people and going, they will vote. Thank you very much.
Yes, please. Barrister Mbeseha, now that it seems like everything has been done, and that is where that's the reason why Barrister Fru has thought of his own idea, what he thinks should be done, because it seems like every talk that should be said has been spoken at this point. Barrister Mbeseha, do you agree on going to war? Because it may look like you're going to war against your people, your own people. But what else can you do when they have refused to listen? So, do you think that diplomatically and in the eyes of the world, you know how this thing may be, they may not hear now, but by the time they hear the drastic actions and recommendations of what Barrister Fru has said, by the time they see it in its implementation, they will begin to say, you're killing your own people, or they'll begin to say, you're maltreating your own people. So, do you think that at this point, when elections are around the corner and everything has been said, do you also agree that these diplomatic moves should be shoved off and Ambazonian State Army get into full gear and do what they are supposed to do? If not, give us your own recommendation at this point.
I think we're not going to war against our people. No, no, we're not going to war against them. We're already at war. They're already dying, not because our forces are killing them. And so we'll put the story there. Let us assume for a moment. Are you getting me?
You're
Are you getting me?
I'm getting you now.
Yes.
Let us assume for a moment that no Ambazonian goes out to vote. Let us just have the assumption. Would there be still elections there? There will be. Would they have a president? Of course, they will have one. And so we'll know what the elections are. As of now, I'm very sure they already know the results of what the elections will be like. And so we're not going to war with our own brothers, with our own sisters. But we have delivered the message which we are supposed to deliver. And let me take us back to what Dr. Martin said and what Atangaji said. Who's Atangaji? Atangaji is the minister of the drug administration. He came in 2019. For what? As a compensation for his saying that there is no Anglophone crisis. That's Atangaji. Can Atangaji honestly tell you that even though he lives in Yaoundé, none of his friends, talk less of a relative, in Akum, in Bamenda, in Santa, has not suffered the effect of this war? He's just lying to himself. That's a fact. I'm told, I don't know how far it is true, that Atangaji's own children were in Sacred Heart College. He pulled them away because of the war. But again, the question we're asking ourselves is, why the elections? What do we need the elections for? Is it the first time? Since 1961, we've been purportedly voting for the elections. Let us not go back there. Let us just go to 2018. Well, in 2016, 2018, they have elections, and we voted a president. 2020, we voted people into parliament. Those elected officials are still there. And what have we seen? It is very elected officials. Among them, the president who is seeking election right now, who told the world publicly that he will eliminate us within 24 hours, 2 weeks. That's Mr. Paul here in 2019. In 2017, purportedly voted by us. In 2020, that's Mr. Yaya Gabriel, who told us that we are 2 cubes of sugar that we made. He was not talking from his private house. He was talking from the floor of the assembly as an elected official. Among them, our own boys, our own women and men, sitting there in purportedly elected to the National Assembly. He has not yet dissolved the 2 cubes of sugar. What happened again? Very Yaya Jabril, speaker, told us that in French, the chaîne à bois, the caravan pass. Translated, the dogs will back while the events go on normally. Talking about the war. And so what have we gotten out of so-called elections? Zero. But they are not doing this according to what Mr. So says alone. They are doing this with the complicity of our own brothers. Have we forgotten the Pinyin massacres, which occurred in 2019, 2020? They massacred scores of children in Pinyin with the complicity of the people who voted. Not too long ago, they went to Kupe Manegumba with the complicity of the very people of Kupe Manegumba, murdered 19 of their own children to please Yaoundé. The bulk of them supporting it are elected officials or people appointed by elected officials. And so, if you go back to what Dr. Mongo said, and before Dr. Mongo, earlier in the week, somebody wrote something that elections are a submission. Voting is submission, not resistance. Since 2017, we are resisting. We are not going to give an iota of submission through something they call elections. We are resisting the occupation. What is going on to those people in Dog? Those mothers, fathers, and babies locked up must be resisted. Elections are not going to change anything good for their interest. So going to baptize these illegalities with elections is just as stupid as anything. And that will take us to what Dr. Mungwa said again, that the boycott of elections is both symbolic and strategic. Based on the last presidential elections, they will tell you that Ambazonian took part so many. But even from official reports from passers-by, the people they call observers, they record that the participation from Ambazonian was so low, absolutely zero, not worth anything. And so by they will say that they voted for them. And so symbolically, they know they were not voting. Strategically, they well know they were out of it. And so it's a symbol of resistance. It's a symbol of, it's a strategy for the world to know that we're not part of this nonsense called elections. And again, what is coming up in the next 3 months in Yaoundé are presidential elections. Who are those running for presidential elections? Not Paul Biya alone. Many of them. Among them, a certain Kamto who is supposed to be the front runner. What does Kamto say about what is going on? When asked publicly what he thought about the Anglophone resistance, that's what they call it, will you revisit this thing? His answer was no. Cameroon has already made its history. What history did Cameroon make? The history of assimilating Anglophones, they call them. The history of subjugating Anglophones. That you are calling us to go and vote and put him in power, to fortify the walls of assimilation, to intensify the spirit of whatever thing, of assimilation, of absorption. And so why should we crucify our own selves? Why should we dig our own graves in the name of election? Our ASAs, if possible, stop it. Do what you can to stop it. But in addition to stopping it, let us make this clear. The world is listening to us. We're not just boycotting elections. We're resisting for reasons. We're boycotting as a sign of resistance. Resistance to what? To the occupation. Resistance to what? To what is going to the genocide. You cannot leave your choice dead body in the grave, in the mortuary to go and vote. And so again, our own brothers and sisters, our mothers and whatever thing they call themselves, have been a disgrace. They are the sellouts. If people must be crucified, they should be crucified first. I had a opportunity this week to mention this incident. We all know Madame Mundi. I have nothing against her. But this is a woman who was high profile because she was captured, according to her, in the streets of Bamenda. And she has the opportunity to give a press interview about what she went through. And the interviewer asked her, all this war is going on, people in your own constituency, he mentioned Manchu BBC, are in Kondengi. Have you talked to them just to sympathize with their plight? Her answer was no, I have not. They asked her, a big senator, you are now in the United States trying to publish your books. This revolution is being fueled from abroad. Have you talked to those people who are fighting this war from abroad? Her answer was no. She's just one. She's just one of an elected official. And we have them in Boya, we have them in Bamenda, we have them everywhere. Where were the elected officials in Bamenda? In Boya? Where is Mbelamoki? When Okala Bilai called us dogs, cockroaches, and pigs. And you want us to go and vote them. Okala Bilai, Mbelamoki, and others should be reminded that we are the children of the dogs. We are the descendants of the cockroaches. We are the people who are worth nothing, but who are resisting for survival.
Barrister
And
Mbeseha.
so,
Um,
so
um,
that's how I can say bye.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now listening to you, I understand where you're going to. You still believe that as you've spoken, they will listen, they will understand, they will listen to your words as a father, as a man who has been in this. But this is what you've been doing throughout the year, from last year. You've been talking, so you believe in your systematic approach to this thing, and you believe that as you've spoken, they will listen to you. That's what I understand from all that you've said. You believe that talking to them would definitely, give them the right guidance. You do not believe in any of these harsh approaches that Barrister Fu is recommending, right? That is what you're saying. That's okay. Barrister Fu, you want to say something before we move over to the
Yes, yes,
Manu draft
yes,
proper?
yes, yes, Onye. We have been fighting a war with La République du Cameroon since 2017, November 30th. We have never done a battle against our own people. I'm talking about a battle. This is a battle that we must fight. If we lead, because I go away with the impression that nobody's listening to what we are saying. Nobody is listening to Barrister Mbeseha. He has been saying it for more than a year now or more. He comes on television much more than me because he comes during the week when I'm not there. But he has said it more time than me that there should be no election in La République du Cameroon. Oh yeah,
Sir?
nobody, since these people who are organizing this election, they don't live in Ambazonia. They have been brought. They are Ambazonians themselves that live in Yaoundé and Douala. They have been brought to organize the election, and they are getting the villagers who don't understand anything to do that. I am saying that we go after them. It's a battle. It's not a war being declared on our people. It's a battle to resist any election taking place in our territory.
Yeah. And
That battle can be used by force.
okay, or it can even be done mildly. I understand your direction right now, Barrister Fro, and I think that that is why I would have really loved to, have Commander Willie. Probably within the week we might just have Commander Willie, and to know if we want to adopt. Barrister Mbeseha would definitely stick to his approach. I like that he believes that this approach will definitely work. But if we want to, we can merge all of these approaches together. Probably the ASA could be giving mandates on how to talk to the people. There could be house to house orientation. There could be different forms of battle. I think I understand. Not necessarily war or killing, but a battle to give proper orientation, a battle to guide, a battle to teach in different forms. I get this, and we'll definitely continue with
And
this.
a battle to
Um,
punish, a battle to punish, a battle to punish.
all right. Okay. So I get it. I get it. I get the punishment part. But we'll definitely know if Barrister Commander really agrees with your own battle and punishment and all of that. But you see, we are definitely running out of time, and want to go into the Man U draft proper right now. And it's amazing that we cannot find anybody here for Man U, but it's good. We'll definitely help them do their work this evening. But we do our own part in ensuring that any of the counties that will be drafting will tell you so much about it. For those watching us from the home front, they should understand what this means to Ambazonians in the diaspora who are drafting, for them to have at least a good life and security and all of that. They should know so much about their county. They have to know it. It's important that they do so. So to take us to Manu proper, we asked the smart to tell us a little of what she was able to put together for Manu County. And when we come, we'll begin to do the proper campaigns for the Manu County draft this evening.